Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take us through a full day of eating with me eating 2,750 calories. At the moment I'm trying to bulk as this is going to be the last bulk before I cut properly for the first time in 2 years. So things aren't too aggressive at the moment, but everything is working out perfectly for me. So I'm going to take us through what I'm eating today to put on as much muscle as possible and as little as body fat as possible. So if you haven't already, please be sure to share and subscribe and sit back, relax and enjoy the video. So before we do get into today's full day of eating, I was supposed to record this video probably about 2 weeks ago, but I was a little bit sick last week and the week before. I decided to go down to Dublin. So not ideal, but here we are today anyway. So this is hopefully going to be me starting to get back into things. After this video as well, I am going to take us through a full shop and things that you should be buying, especially if you're a student with a budget to earn a bulk. So I'm going to take us through all that as well. So plenty of videos in the works. But again, today it's going to be about eating healthy. I do follow a bit of an 80-20 rule a bit more now than what I had before. But overall, my food is pretty clean. The calories, as I said, are 2,700. And the macros for today are 190 protein, 245 carbohydrates, and roughly somewhere around 50 grams of fat. Now, on most days, I do eat a little bit less fat because I like to go over my carbs a bit more because my training is so intense at the moment. I will talk about that in a later video, but everything has changed and it is absolutely murdering me these days. So everything I'm eating today is to help me try and fuel my sessions. I am normally eating somewhere between 2 and 3 meals before training. So everything that I have is just helping me get towards that. All right, so here's my breakfast. I have 70 grams of oats. I have 200 grams of natural yogurt with 2 squares of 50% cocoa chocolate. And I have also some Biscoff spread over the top just to add some taste. Then I have a bagel with 15 grams of Nutella on each, that's 30 grams in total. I have some party rings just for a bit of sugar, a Fiber One bar, keep the fiber up high throughout the day, but also just to hit that chocolate because essentially this is all the sweet stuff that I have throughout the day, and some water just to help with digestion. Very important to make sure that you're drinking at least 2 to 3 litres of water a day. I am pushing for 3.5, so I need to make sure that I'm getting it in as early as possible so that as the day goes on, the easier it becomes for me. So this in total is roughly around 1,000 calories, and for me it's perfect. I like to taper off my calories throughout the day rather than increase them. So for me to eat a big breakfast is better than eating a massive dinner. So now I'm just going to get all this into me because I am actually quite hungry and it's a lot later than what I would normally be eating at the moment. It's currently 11:15, so I do need to kind of speed up because my next meal is at 1:30. So I'm only going to have a 2-hour window, which is normally quite usual for me. Also, I can't remember if I said as well, I'm currently sitting at a body weight of 91.6 kilos. So from my mini cut that I did, I am roughly up about 7 kilos from that point, which was at the middle of June. So a big progress has been made and I just hope it's all worth it in the end up, but only time will tell. So it's all about staying as focused as possible, and I will throw some clips over the top. I think I'm staying somewhat lean, but you know, let me know what you think below in the comments. Time for meal 2 now. Here it is. It is chicken thighs and some pasta. So all I do is I stick about 80 grams of pasta, boil it, and then 2 thigh fillets. And I made this probably about a day ago now. I've just been meal prepping, which makes life a lot easier when it does come to eating. Now there is a secret sauce that I put on it, which I'm going to show you. So what makes this meal so much nicer is some of the Caesar dressing. Now, you can get reduced fat stuff, but at the moment, that's not the goal. So sticking some of this on does make the meal so much nicer. Throw some of it on and show you how it looks. Right, here it is then. So as you can see, the pasta's in there and some of the sauces over the top. It doesn't look the most appetizing, but I can tell you now, it does taste very good. At the end of the day, I'm not looking to make all my meals look fantastic. They're just here to try and get the calories in that I need to make sure that I hit my macro targets for the day. Forgot to say, I'll stick the calories and macros up on the screen for each meal. So I'll already have done that for my breakfast, and then I'll stick my lunch on the screen somewhere around here now. But yeah, again, I'll be having this meal and then the next meal will be my pre-workout meal. Time to get ready for the gym, and I'm gonna just have a monster today. It's actually been nice and chilled, so just hear the crack. Oh, that feels good. Anyway, I'm going to be having Rice Krispies along with that as well, probably about 60 grams. I'm not going to measure it out for the simple fact that I can eyeball it pretty well now. So that's going to be the next meal of today. And then again, it'll be some more food in the evening. But it is already 4 o'clock, so I do need to get the cereal into me. And I'll probably be in the gym for about 4:30 until about 6. Then I'll be home to make my dinner. One bit of advice that I will give though is depending on what time you're training is depending on what you should be eating. So if you're training early in the morning, then you should be having something that's going to have simple sugars in it, so it'll get in your bloodstream pretty quickly. And if you're going to be training later on in the day, I would advise to have something that's going to be more of a complex carb that's going to it's going to produce energy slower over time. Obviously, when it gets closer to training, maybe have something that is a bit more of a simple sugar so it gets into the bloodstream a bit quicker. Depending on what time of the day you're training should really dictate what you're eating beforehand. Alright, I'm back from the gym now and I've just made my dinner here. I'm going to show you it. It is basically some chicken wrapped in bacon with some stuffing on the inside of it. And yeah, just something a bit different tonight. I haven't really done this too often. It's normally just chicken and rice or something like that. Essentially is that with something a bit added to it just to give some more calories in for the day. Again, I'll work it all out on the screen for you, but yeah, it's just about getting in healthy foods as best as possible with some treats. So obviously I had my chocolate, my Biscoff spread this morning, and now we're on to dinner. So again, I'll be having this with some rice and veg, so nothing too crazy. But again, I'm getting the calories in, I'm getting stronger in the gym, and that's the most important thing. So here's the final piece then of the chicken. I'll turn the camera around in a wee second. I think it's actually turned out all right. It's one of the first times doing it. So let's hope it's not raw. Possibly overcooked, but we'll find out when we cut into it. But again, this is my dinner for tonight. Keeping it really simple, just hassle-free, more or less. And yeah, just some frozen veg and 125 grams of jasmine rice along with 150 grams of chicken breast. So on to the final meal of the day, or if you want to call it a meal or whatever, it's a protein shake. I've got 1 scoop, which is about 25 grams, and I have 200 mils of milk in here. So it works out to be, I think, somewhere around 35 grams of protein. I'll put it on the screen anyway for you. And yeah, this is more or less everything that I'm eating in a day at the moment to gain some mass. Again, as I said in the video, I'm trying to do it slowly. I'm not trying to put on serious amounts of fat. And from the video that you would have seen at the start of the video, I think I'm doing pretty well. But anyway, guys, I'm not ending the video just yet because I want to talk to you a little bit more in detail about my diet and the things I'm doing and maybe some points you can take away from it. So to finish off the video, I want to talk to you about why my calories are the way that they are. So I'm currently eating 190 grams of protein, 325 grams of carbs, and about 50 grams of fat. Now, for some people, this might not be a lot, but for me, I find that after trial and error over years, it has made such a difference. You'll hear a lot of people in the fitness industry talking about trying out different things to see if you put on a bit of weight and you don't. And I've done exactly that. I've had 3,000 calorie diets, I've had 3,200 calorie diets, and just all of the time I've put on a lot of fat very quickly. So for me, I've thought I'll bring the calories down a bit and see how it does. And now I've been able to sustain this for probably the last 5 months. My fat has increased a little bit, but it hasn't been anywhere near the amount that it has increased before. If I can find some photos from when I was eating the higher calories, I'll stick them on the screen now for you. But again, at the same time, the most important thing is about trial and error. If you can find ways to make sure that you're enjoying the foods that you're eating in the correct amounts, it's going to make all the difference in the world. The main priority for me is to fuel my sessions, so I'm making sure that I'm eating plenty of food around them and making sure I'm leaving enough time for it to digest as well. Now, the most important thing that I want to say is don't be overeating. A lot of people go in and dirty bulk, and it's not the way forward. I've done that and made the mistake myself, and it has hindered me along the way because I've had to do cuts when I shouldn't be. So anyway guys, this is the end of today's video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to share and subscribe, as I really enjoyed making the video. It gives me an insight into how well I'm eating compared to how I used to eat, and hopefully you can see that in the videos as well. It does make a massive difference. And again guys, if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. If you have any questions about dieting, then be sure to drop me a DM if you need to. But anyway guys, as I said, that's the end of today's video. So until next time, goodbye.